on Tintin. Fiona is inspecting the mast after putting up the wind instruments at the top of the mast. We're doing some running repairs.
My life is hanging on.
We've been sailing for about 6 months now, and it's time for Tintin to have a good inspection. So at the start of the season, we do a full mast and rigging inspection, and we try to do one mid-season or out when we're sailing. This time we're in Savusavu, so it's a good opportunity to be on a mooring and do a thorough inspection of the rig. How we do this on Tintin is Fiona will go up the mast with her camera, and she will slowly film everything on the rigging, and that way we can look at it on a larger screen and make sure that anything that doesn't look right, we go back and inspect further. In the past, I've done it with a drone, and that helps you do it more quickly and get a record. And in some cases, it is easy just to go up there and eyeball it. But as you can see the top of the mast very clearly with a camera. Whereas sometimes when you're doing it by yourself, it's difficult to get into those spots. In this case, it's looking at my shitty old Trilite, which is getting a bit old in the tooth. So we're focusing on looking for any cracks in any of the standing rigging.
The topping lift.
And Fiona's just pointing out the topping lift's getting a bit worn and needs to be replaced soon. It's not a rope that does a lot of work, but we replace shackles, we replace blocks when needed to, and there's a couple of blocks that are getting at the point that they need to be replaced.
Top part of the radio antenna is cracked.
And in our case, the radio antenna will probably need to be replaced in the near future, but it's still functioning quite well. It's just suffering with UV. The rig on Tintin is just on 10 years old, or the standing rigging. The actual mast and spars are going on probably 40 years old.
While I'm up here, quick promo for Savusavu. I'm at the top of the mast, putting back the wind instruments, which are not working, but up the top of the mast is as good a place to store them as any. And I love being at the top of the mast, and Savusavu is gorgeous.
Tintin, we carry Garmin wireless wind instruments, and to be honest, they have been nothing but a pain in the arse. They have failed often and frequently. We've just changed a battery in them, hoping that would solve some of our problems. The reality is, I think they're at their last legs and we'll be changing them out at the end of the season.
Back to filming parts of the boat. What else do you want to see? I can't see the crack. I haven't found the crack. This part. Okay. Let's see what else. Most worn thing I can see up here, Trevor, is that topping lift. And I can't see the crack. Okay. Need to take me down. Alright, Trevor, when you're ready. the next part down. Okay.
Notice on
Down we go.
system, we use a line to haul her up and down the mast, but we use a separate safety line, which is a prusik attached to a fixed line, which she moves with her hand. You'll see it in her right hand. You swing around, Fiona is learning to prusik up the mast, so just in case things go to shit at sea.
Just in case Trevor is incapacitated down below.
And Fiona has to go and rescue the top of the mast. She is going to 007 herself to the top. If you watch a couple of old 007 movies, this is how they did it. Prusicking to the top to escape. I don't know where you're going to escape to, Fiona.
Apparently, all you really need are your shoelaces.
2 shoelaces, that's it.
2 shoelaces plus a harness.
You can see when Fiona's going down, she's using the chest part of her safety harness as the safety line. So I think something happened. She just pulls off the leg part, which is over her shoulders, and then she can go up or down on a safety line.
Almost there, stop!
To help herself. So Fiona just continues to film the spreaders as she's working her way down. In this case, we've got running backstays, and they've got soft shackles, and we check those out, make sure there's no wear on them. Got a little bit of corrosion in some of the spreaders, so we've got to check that. All the fittings and fixtures as she's working her way down. Some of the older blocks that we use on our Stacel and so forth are getting a bit old, but they're still functional. They come off and get serviced every now and again. But some things are getting to the point where they need to be replaced, but particularly looking for wire fittings and making sure there's no corrosion cracks or crevices in those. There's no signs of rust coming through, and just trying to make sure that we're not going to get a problem when we're sailing.
Okay. I might as well tell you while I'm up here. So underneath these leather protective spaces, it's corroded.
Okay. Aluminium.
Yeah.
What about this? Aluminium's not such a big deal, the stainless.
So this part's aluminium, right?
Yeah. It's still holding on though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's actually actively got holes in it. Yeah, try to.
We might have to repair it.
You know, I didn't really look under the leather on the one up above me.
Yeah.
If you wanted to take me up and have a look under the leather on the one above me.
So one of the problems we've experienced, Tintin, is a bit of corrosion in the aluminium spreaders, and I believe it's the leather boots that have been put on by the rigger. Didn't really initially think it was going to be a problem, but it has turned out to be a problem, so we're changing them all over to plastic, and we'll evaluate that, and we'll probably put on some materials or products which will insulate the aluminium from the corrosion or from the other protective covers. Conducted regular inspections. It wasn't that long ago I looked at the spreaders, and I didn't see any corrosion. But, sometimes you gloss over it. Having the camera means that you can go back and look at the footage and compare and store those inspection reports. And it's great to have Fiona go up there and just spend a lot of time slowly working away around all the fitting fixtures. So that's how we do it, and it's paying dividends for us. Safe sailing, and we'll see you out there somewhere.